Well, good evening, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. So ends another day. You know, it's amazing because I still can't believe what I'm seeing, you know? It almost feels like we're in the middle of a bad movie or an alternate universe or something. That I don't actually believe that this is happening. It's crazy. It's a beautiful thing to see the protesters, just seeing people kneeling, people just cool, and not seeing all the looting and things like that because that waters down the message that's out there. Hopefully, we can continue on that path. As far as the NFL goes, well, some sports leagues are trying to figure out how they're going to be able to get their season going. They're negotiating between the sports leagues and the Players Association. In fact, the NFL and the NFLPA are having negotiations in case they're not able to have fans in the stands, the ramifications of the salary cap. Because they're going to expect a windfall after the 21 season because of the new television revenue. That 17th game that's going to be going in there. But in the meantime, they don't want to shatter the salary cap with the season. And if there's no fans in the stand, that's going to affect it. But there are other sources that will also come in, which will be gambling revenue. And possibly if the college football season is canceled, well, you know, they're going to be able to take over some of that Saturday slot. And I'm sure that'll be a little more cheddar for the NFL. So we're in uncharted territory. 9 teams have had training camp like the Cowboys. Where the Cowboys go to Oxnard and, you know, they deal with the fan base that's out there in California. You know, before the Rams and the Chargers came to LA, you know, the Cowboys pretty much had a monopoly on that Southern California market and things. That's why there's so many Cowboy fans out there. And going to Oxnard, even though originally when the Cowboys built the Star, the idea was they were going to be doing training camp in Texas and not going to Oxnard. But one of the things I heard, now I can't verify it and I can't tell you that it's true, but I believe that it's true, that the fields being in Texas, the grass fields that they have along with the artificial ones and things, that it's not enough practice facility for everyday, two-a-day practice as well, too. They really walk through an afternoon practice. It's not really two-a-day. Even though they're on the field twice, it's not really two-a-day practices. But you get my drift. And that's part of the reason why they would go to Oxnard. You know, when you're in Oxnard, you've got the whole complement of everybody. You know, you got 90-some players that are there practicing. You come back for, you know, regular season, you got 53 regular guys, and you got the practice squad guys. You got basically 60 guys. It's a lot less than, say, 90. And you're not practicing as much as you are in training camp. So it behooved the Cowboys to go to Oxnard, have the nice weather there, and work on the fan base. Even if they were able to go to Oxnard, more than likely you wouldn't be able to have fans there, so it kind of defeats the purpose. You know, you have them in Oxnard, but people can't go see them, so it kind of kills it. So the NFL has basically said, teams are going to be doing practice at your own facilities. Also, too, this coming out just recently as well, inter-team practices. Remember when we used to practice against the Rams, you know, you'd have 3 days of stuff leading up to your preseason game with a team that you would have joint practices together. That's squashed as well. So the NFL is already beginning to institute changes for training camp. And I think they're probably going to be doing a wait and see attitude towards what else they're going to have to do. Now, in the history of the NFL, they've had shortened seasons because of strikes. They've had contingency plans in place in case the last time there was a collective bargaining agreement that they could move the Super Bowl and they could adjust the season. And I'm sure they have that put in there as well. One thing that I think we may end up seeing, it's possible that we don't see all the preseason games. I'm just putting it out there. In my mind, when you look at the Hall of Fame game being early August, if the coronavirus, if we have a big uptick because of all of the upheaval that's going on right now, all the people that are around each other, if we all of a sudden see a tick up in cases, it's going to be hard to see teams having preseason games that are really meaningless. You may see shortened preseason this year. And it wouldn't surprise me if the Hall of Fame game isn't played. I'm not sure how you can do an induction ceremony and bring back all of the Hall of Famers. I just don't see how you can do that. Unless it's done like the draft, a virtual reality Zoom call. And what I think we as fans have to understand and get over ourselves is understand that this year we kind of have to give them a pass. Sitting here talking to Q, we got the coronavirus. We got upheaval in the country. And now they're talking about a tropical storm hitting in Houston, possibly by Sunday. Damn. We need to understand that we got to adjust. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you can hear that. That's the first airplane I have heard in months. Wow. So crazy, usually you don't notice them, but now it's been so long since I've heard one, it's like you notice it. These are unprecedented times. And we have to understand, we're going to have to make do. We're going to have to make changes to get anything. And we need to start setting our expectations down and understand that we didn't get into this mess overnight. That we're not just going to get out of this mess just like that. And that it's going to take time to get this thing figured out. It's hard. It sucks. Everybody wants to be back at work. Everybody wants their kids back in school. Everybody wants to feel safe on the streets. But it's going to take time to get us back to any semblance of normalcy. But you know what? We're a tough country. We've survived a lot. We've had this country look like we weren't going to make it. Revolutionary War against all odds. World War II, after Pearl Harbor, Pacific Fleet destroyed. The axis of evil just marching right through Europe. We'll get through all this. All right. I'm tired, boss. I'm real tired. Get ready to go to bed and get ready to wake up. Get up. Be safe out there. Be smart. And remember, we're all God's children.